Hi everybody, welcome back to Vintage Story Nomad episode 29 with me, Sid, and we migrated further south. Let me just get myself back into first person. Through this translocator down here, which brought us from, if we can find it, up here somewhere, this translocator. So a good distance, I can't even find it now. We came about 5,000 or 6,000 blocks, something like that. And once the ambulance or whatever it was, could have been a police car, who knows. I've never taken enough interest in the sounds they make to go and learn the difference in the sirens. If you just hear a siren, let it pass, Yeah, we can head down and we can just have a little look around and see what we can find. I'm not entirely sure where FOB Charlie is going to be yet. I do know it's not going to be here unless this turns out to be a very large chunk of land, which it potentially could be. I'm just going to go get those cassava right. Cassava flour, it makes one of the better flowers, but of course it is a bit of a pain to make. So yeah, there is that. Let me just have a munch on that for a second. So what do we think is going on here? I mean, what I need is a decent bit of land. That looks to be a ruin down there. So we'll head to that. That's another mine shaft ruin that will stay unexplored. I don't think, but it's fine. We'll mark it anyway, but I ain't going in it. Now, in terms of that's nothing. Not really seeing anything here significant. Let's go get the boat and continue on for a wee bit, and see what else we can find. But right now, I'm just exploring. I suppose at some point I'm going to have to start pulling together the makings of a cementation furnace if I want to go and push the tech tree to its natural conclusion of... What are you? You're just a big old Long Island, aren't you? See, I'm not sure whether this is a particularly large continent or not, or whether there's even worthwhile doing it. That ruin probably worthwhile because we can go and get some hopefully some skill books from it, but they must have been quite decayed or must have been rotting because things. So what have we got going on here? Does this looks like it could be just an island. I'll follow it around and I will be back in a moment. Alright, there is a river over that side, so I'm going to head down and quickly just have a look at this ruin first, and then we'll come back and look at the possibilities of inland on the island. Maybe a bigger continental mass than we've thought. But it's spring, the weather's nice, 20 degrees at 7 o'clock in the morning. I say nice. If it was really 20 degrees at 7 o'clock in the morning, I'd be grumbling like it was going out of fashion, that I was too hot. Yeah, I love my holidays, but and I love going to warm countries. I wouldn't want to live there. Yeah, maybe Greece. Northern Greece, though. I see, I'm not really sure if there's much. That is an orange tree. And more cassava. Little bouncy flea things. Right, do I, from here, I think it is going to be quicker to sail than, or not sail, canoe. And maybe that's another thing we need to start thinking about is when we get an FOB Charlie, maybe I should start to look at a sailing vessel. And upgraded the boat. I mean, the canoe's great, and obviously it has the advantage that I can pick it up, albeit at the expense of a slot. Whereas the sailing boat has a lot more potential for, you know, if I ever get an elk, which means I've got to go and do the Resonance Archive. I'm not in any rush to do that, so I've never actually done it solo, I must admit. So I mean, that might be something that I want to investigate at some point in the future, in the distant future. Once I've got enough, I think basically I need to make myself some iron chain mail or something like that, a decent, half decent thing, because I've got my shield, I've got a good shield. I think what we need to go hand in hand with a good shield is some good armour. Speaking of shield, I probably, if I'm going to land here, that might not be a ruin actually, that might be a trader. Right, we've got hyenas. Quite a few. Oh well, that gives me something to they are luckily cowardly, or somewhat cowardly, so that's always a bonus. Because that will give me a whole load of skins to process. I really do actually need to think about finding myself some flux bearing rock. This is granite, not going to help me at all. But anyway, be ready for hyenas. I suppose that's the moral of this story. Let's see if there's any obvious vessels. I'm not seeing any. Nope, nothing in that one, I don't think. I do prefer my ruins to require slightly less digging. I'm really not. There we go, that's what we wanted. Oh, hang on. '25 skill in animal husbandry. Right, let's have a look. What else have we got? Yeah, that is a trader and not a ruin. No, I'm surprised. Just no. All right, fine. be like that then. Right, there's got to be a little bit more to this ruin than that though. A couple more hyena over there. So it's going to be a couple deep if it's in here. But I would say again, there doesn't appear to be anything in that ruin. Hello. Fast little bugger, isn't he? Right, what's going on here then? The fact that there's a wall down at this level, below the floor, makes you think that there might be something more to that, but I don't know whether there is. No, this has not been the most conducive of ruins. Let's go and have a see what that trader's got. If you cause me any grief, you will get grief. Let's delete that. Because it's not a... We'll sort out my inventory in a moment. What are you? Well, yeah, we've walked a bit further south, so we might be able to see something going on down there. But you know what? Nothing I want. Wow, that was for some reason right. That was disappointing. I'm sure I probably missed something, but you know, we'll live. Let's head back, get the boat, and we'll head back and go inland on the island to the north. And if I need to, I will. You feeling brave? No? Good. I mean, I don't want to kill me. It's like anything, you know. I wouldn't want to necessarily harm any. I'm not someone who likes harming any living creature. Obviously, I'm not vegetarian or vegan, so I'm not averse to the consumption of farm animals and the likes. And if you are, you know, that's life choice. That's fine. I grew up on a farm, so I had too much of an exposure to a farm life to find that anything other than normal. But on the flip side, I wouldn't want to cause any unnecessary suffering or harm to anything that's beyond, you know, beyond that necessary to sustain and find food. So yeah, it's I will defend myself, just put it that way. Except for bears. No, God, run away from bears. Yeah, so let's head up into this and see. That looks like a trader to me. In fact, let me be a good conscientious personage, and I'm not really worried about the colour. I think that's a trader as well, but we'll check it out. I'll be back in a moment. That's a very interesting looking mountain ahead of us. If I didn't know better, I'd suggest it was actually not natural, but it will be natural. It's just not something you see spawn. Obviously we've got a little trader there who we'll go and see. There's a tin man over there. Oh, hang on. That is another Hoofer ruin. Right, where did you go? One, two, three. And bit of scrap metal. I think that one's edible. Yeah. Oh, we'll take it. In fact, we'll eat it. As well as some carrots. So we've definitely got something up there worthwhile twiddling with, albeit mainly for the meteoric. Another one of these useless bloody commodities traders. Okay. You're not helping me, are you? We'll stick your mark you on the map anyway. So we can sail up here, and we've got a river that goes up this way, and that's about it. But we've got this lovely big desert to go and explore around as well. So I think we'll head up. Deal with maybe this river first. Once I've found my boat, and then we'll maybe go and get the meteoric iron from that ruin. Not sure whether I want to go and tangle too much with the I'm not bothered about getting individual mushroom. Yeah, I'm not sure whether I'm bothered about that too much mucking around with the inevitable saw blade locust in there, because they will wreck me up. I'm only wearing Tailored Gambleson, and that is, if I remember, protection tier 2. It also needs some repairing. Saw blade locust, off the top of my head, I think is a tier 3 attack, which means that it will overmatch my armour and more damage will get through. Yeah, it's not trivial. But again, I've got the range damage. I could potentially pull that one out of the bag. That's always an option. But we'll just check up this river first, make sure that we're okay, then we'll head over to that ruin. And I don't think there's going to be a lot up here. I don't think that's anything. We could check it though. Not that way, this way. Okay, I'll be back in a moment. And this is as far as we can navigate up this river. Now, there is something there, possibly, but what I know for definite is there's something there. So we're going to go on foot and just see what we can find over that way. Just because. Cheap, cheap, cheap. Right, let us, I need to, Apologise for the spacebar sound, by the way. I will be changing back to one of my more silent keyboards. This supposedly is a silent keyboard, but the spacebar is anything but. I tend to go through and I'll get keyboards now and again, and they claim to be silent. They claim to have silent, you know, switches, and then you get the click, click, click of the jumping, which, yeah, there's not much I can do about it. But I've taken one of my old keyboards, which was silent and had a really nice silent action on it. You know, it very rarely. I mean, you always hear some noise. It's a keyboard, unless you get an absolute 100% membrane keyboard or something like that. Then you're always going to, oh hello, you're always going to have some possibilities of noise. I don't think there's anything there. I think that was a red herring. I've got quite a lot of grain, but again, we are going to be doing FOB Charlie at some point. Probably not around here, but that cassava, it is. Oh, there's quite a lot of good grain and stuff to be had around here, isn't there? Getting distracted. I'll get to that ruin eventually. And of course, everybody knows the best tool for harvesting is an oar. It's not. I'm making that up. But it doesn't matter because we've got cassava. Which, and it's got, I mean, such a shelf life, it's ludicrous. Okay, maybe we got amaranth as well while we're at it. It would seem silly not to, wouldn't it? Oh, and soya. Oh God. Well, to be fair, I'm going to need all of these tropical crops, because if we set up an FOB Charlie down here, we are going to be suffering a lot with heat, and we're not going to be able to grow parsnips and the likes. So yeah, we probably do need to make sure we've got a good selection of tropical crops. But let's go and find that ruin. Once we're within range of it and can see what it is, we'll snooze the night off and no, where are you? Oh, you're there. I think you're a stair ruin. I called it, it is a stair ruin. But stair ruins have one thing that is valuable to me, and that is an absolute bucket load of clay vessels, if I can work out how to get down there. Probably here. Yep. Not that way then. We can get the vessels at least. The new colour vessels. Now, that obviously is quite an old joke these days. Mind you, most of my jokes are old jokes. The downside to being an old git is that your jokes are all old. Okay, right, there should be, well, there's one. What I am curious about whoa, that's deep. Yeah, we ain't going anywhere into that one, that's for certain. That's a forage. Another book, lovely. We'll also have these. Often lead you to other vessels as well, so sometimes following the bony soil can be tool vessel, gears, and a combat. Okay, Nice. Don't think we got anything useful in the way of tools. Stone. Thought I was being attacked briefly then, but no, that was my own fault. I dropped a stone on my head. Can't remember where the rest of the vessels are likely to be. Well, bony soil, so we found something worthwhile. Only moderately, but right, so I think we're probably need to be looking on the other side in the... there's one, look. Cooking tent, okay. Am I out of... yeah, that's the edge of the ruin, so they're not going to be any further. There you go. Food vessel with nothing in it. I think that's all 4. You normally get 4. Well, we'll check because yeah. So now I just need to get myself back out and back to the boat. This is going to be fun in the dark, so I'll see you when I get back there because, yeah, like I say, it's going to be fun. Yeah, see you in a moment. Alright, here we are. Hyena Central. How brave are you feeling, Mr. Hyena? You feeling brave? You were. Come here, you. I want you. You shall serve as a lesson to future generations. We got more fat and another raw. Why is that? Why has that not got any hoofer on it? Oh, we'll question it later. We've got oh, you are the jammiest git. Right, so apart from a whole load of hides which I need to process up and meat which I need to process up and that which I need to throw away, what we have is the usual suspect. So up there is probably going to be a sawblade locust because there usually is. This side is going to be meteoric around here. There should be some meteoric around. There's a little bit there, look. The loot up there is probably not worthwhile because for me what we are going to end up doing is looting it. There's looks like a drifter in there perhaps. No, it's a shiver, but that's fine, he can't get out. That's tin ore. can't see. And then down there there'll be a whole load of meteorite, which I'm going to mine out. So I'm going to grab as much meteoric as I can from this. I'm not going to really worry about anything else in here because the loot is usually less than interesting for what I'm going to be doing without the building element. So yeah, there it is. Look, there he is wandering around. Anyway, I shall be back in a moment. All right, I've done with that. That looks interesting. That could be a meteorite crater. That is a lot harder to find stuff in than it used to be. I did also go up there and grab the rusty blocks. But I did notice over here there is a small ruin. And then there's also a small ruin. So we're in a bit of a ruin-rich territory, and I also do want to check out all of the possible locations for any good stuff. But first things first, let us just check out this place, just see if there might be. Then again, there might not be anything worthwhile in there apart from obviously a bit of bony soil. Not seeing anything screaming my name, which is fine. I am suffering for inventory space though, so let's just head over to this one and we'll also eat these. We'll munch on these carrots. Not the cassava, that would be a foolish thing to munch on. We do need to prepare that somehow. I'm going to get rid of these obsidian because I don't need them. Yeah. There's a saguaro fruit up there. Sagro? No. You can tell I don't live in a place where these things are. Things that me... Yeah. A couple of fruit. Lovely. Probably not worth the effort. Oh, turnips. They'll do. And also we've got that bread to munch on at some point. But we did manage to avoid all of the unpleasantness in that ruin, so let's go and see what this is. That is the ruin that we've spotted, and then I think that may be ruins as well. That's probably just a cave. But we've got river over here, so we can potentially come back out and trace this round. As I say, that feels like a meteorite crater, so we'll probably want to check that out. And that's the nice thing with deserts, you can often spot the meteorite holes a lot easier. That could be one. Which makes them worthwhile, having a good peruse around. Right now, let's just... You going to start? Yeah, you know what's good for you. What I could really do, I really could do with some chalk or limestone though. That would be... Oh, hello. This one is not uninhabited. Well, that's fun. Hup. Well, it wasn't uninhabited. Take those. Take that because I've already got some. Take the limestone because I was just saying how handy that would be. It's almost like it listened to me. I did hear that, didn't I? Saltpeter I'm not too worried about. We can find that relatively easily. So where? Beautiful, these doorways. It's always nice to appreciate someone's hard work. Grab the limestone, we've got fat so we can carry that. Not worried about rot. Brown coal I'm not particularly worried about. Convert that into a tyre. I don't think that converts, does it? No. Not worried about any of the other stuff there. I'll probably pick that up, of course. Yeah, probably not worth the effort. Sticks, fire clay. Trying to work out if there's an underground, if there's something beneath this. Let's just... I don't think there is. I think that is largely that. So there's that meteorite crater which I think is over there. We'll turn you to complete. Oh, there's those over there. Let's go and see what we can find. And if those hyenas know what's good for them, they'll stay away. Otherwise they'll just get added to my my food stash. Either way I win. Yeah, I thought this was a ruin. I really should probably just get some of these skill points read up, and then I've got more inventory. Level 4 in forestry, okay, so we've got a thing to spend there. I told you. I mean, you heard me, didn't you? I gave them plenty of warning. So, I'm not going to feel guilty. And plenty of opportunity not to attack me. Oh, hello. Right, what are you? 10 in cooking. 25 in combat. Eat those mushrooms, I think they are, yes. I'm tempted to get on top of something if I can. Oh, there's another vessel there, look. They're very cowardly, which I suppose is a good thing, because I'm going to try. What time are we at? 7 o'clock. Yeah, should be able to sleep up here. And we'll see what happens in the morning. Hopefully it'll be a bit lighter. Then we can finish raiding this ruin. We can head back to the boat, check out that meteorite, and we'll see what's what. But I need to get my camp down. Hup. I think I'm glitching a bit here. And I think this is going down. Right, what are we? Not that. For definite I don't want. Well, there's probably a lot of stuff I don't want here, but let's that's granite, okay. Don't want that. That's not granite. That's granite. Don't want you. Don't want you particularly. Not bothered about you. Don't really want you to be honking your horn outside my window, but you know, clearly you're not going to honour that by any way or shape or form. Now, I don't think I'm definitely glitching my positioning here. Okay. Let's put that down. And then we can go up. Gotta love neighbours. Let me just... Alright, I'll be back in a moment. Right, I think that's finished. Yeah, the joys. Right, that's that one. We've done that. I think that's probably the entire bit of that ruin. There's a... Got a bit of metalworking skill out of that one, but not much else. Yeah, not getting a feel of anything there. Don't know about... Oh, there's a bit there. Just so many hyenas. Just give them a firm smack on the nose. A bit like doggies. Just need a nose boss, you know. More gubbins. More gubbins here. Anything else? Hard to tell. I think I'm going to call that one complete. I could dig at this for ages, but back to there. Let's go that way. Not there. I don't want to pick that up. So we're going to head back over to that little meteorite crater, because I'm fairly certain that is a meteorite crater. And then we'll probably put our camp down near the tent to just try and sort out some of our inventory. We also need to spend some skill points, so you know, all the things to do yet. And then I need to decide what I'm going to do next. As I say, I suspect that may be a meteor down there, but it's difficult. Again, you can't always spot them. Our boat's here. I think we probably sail around the coast once we've done this. I don't really need whatever he's selling. So yeah, meteorite crater. Oh no, I was going to say, is that another saw blade? So I know you might get some up there because I've had a couple spawn that side before. I'm not worried about that little bit of ruin there. But I would like to not have to fight those. Those are quite tough, as I recall. Not actually a meteorite, okay. I stand corrected on that one. Say, it's not an exact science. Just looking for things that look like circles. Right, let's head back to the boat and we'll see you when we're there. Right, we're back here. I'm going to... I don't understand why that's not rotting. That's odd. However, I have got... Did I just throw in my limestone? Definitely threw that away. I think I might just throw... I must have thrown that somewhere else. Oh, that's stupid. Yeah, well, I don't know where I did it, so not much I can do about that now. It's not a major problem. I have got limestone and chalk there, so not the end of the world. What I could probably do with doing is cooking up this lot. Because then at least I've got some snacks to keep me going. And I could obviously cook better things up than we've got there, but let's just grab myself a wee bit of that. So I'm probably going to need... Oh, hello. Okay. Well, we'll let that cook for now, while I try and put away... Either I'm missing something, or I'm missing something. I'm fairly certain I'm missing some blocks. We can get rid of that in there anyway, that's fine. They can go in. Not sure about feathers. Don't try it. Run. Oh, I've certainly got some seeds, but I don't think I've got any of the seeds that I've got in here. Got some gears, that's good. If I take the gears out of there and put those in there, that will mean I should probably carry those by my personage, really, shouldn't I? There's some torches. I really just need to sort everything out a wee bit. Oops, hello, in you go. Right. That can go in there. That. And that. It's not like I haven't got lots of storage anyway, so maybe I'll just chuck it all in. Not that. That's going to get red. That can go in. That's going to get red. That can go in. That can go up there. So that's everything put away. There's another 10 points in. whatever that was. That's metalworking in 5 points into that. It's 50 points into husbandry. And 50 points into digging. We like digging. Right. So we should have, in survival, I have a point in temporal adaptation. That must have got that from somewhere else. I don't recall getting that. You have a 11% chance to avoid damage. Couldn't leave well enough alone, could you? No. Could not leave well enough alone. Well, learnt a valuable lesson. I mean, you probably won't get a chance to act on said lesson. Now, where on earth did I put all of those hides? There. Have another one. I am confused as to why that is not going down though. Right, what was I doing? I was learning stuff, wasn't I? I'm going to go with shifter, I think. On that one. Collecting, we got forestry. So we can have lumberjack, yield of wood, more ladders, axe expert, careful lumberjack. Cutting a tree with an axe has a 5% chance and an additional 2% not to reduce the durability of the axe. Let's go with that one on this, and then husbandry. Increasing the damage you deal with to animals, increases the meat yield, increases the yield, hide yield, increases the I think we'll go with meat yield on that one. Didn't I? I thought I had another one in processing, but clearly not. How are you doing? Right, so we need to let this cook. And then we are going to head back down and around this way, I think. But for now, I think we'll probably call this an episode here, and we'll just get a little screenshot like so. We'll F12, and yeah, until next time, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.